welcome to another episode of Cranial Diarrhea coming to you from Area 57. I'm Tiff.
And she's Raggedy, and I'm Andy.
Did you just call me Raggedy? Rude.
You said Raggedy, and I had to come up with something. I was coming up with Harry Navel, but you said,
Hairy navel.
I don't know, what's better than Harry? Something
So,
else.
can I ask what's with the
I'm growing my hair out. Don't you like it? Back to the 80s, baby. Don't you like it? You don't like me growing my hair out?
it could use a little work, I think.
Well, I didn't comb it. I mean, I'm going for the Raggedy Andy style.
Going for the I haven't brushed my hair in 17 years look.
Yes. I like this. I'm gonna leave my hair. I'll let it grow out like this. I'm gonna let it keep growing.
It's not gonna be that color. Or that thick.
It used to be.
I know.
It used to be. But in all seriousness, folks, what do you think? Should I let my hair grow back out, get my long hair back? I'm kind of digging it. Makes me want to do like.
I'll give you $20.
I was going to do an ACDC impersonation. Hit my
I'll
nose
give
on
you
the microphone.
$20 to grow a mullet.
Oh, I'll grow a mullet. Ooh, I'm dead sexy.
All right, so our show's going to be a little heavy. The show's going to be
Yeah, that's why I let my hair grow back out because it was going to be heavy,
it's going to be a
like
little
heavy
heavy.
metal.
Um, so
Let me say this. When you first told me about this, I can't believe trees was doing this to
oh my
themselves.
God, Dad. Um, just real quick, I want to preface the show um by saying that it touches on a very serious subject.
Yes, and we
In
this yeah.
today's world, it is easy to find yourself overwhelmed and in situations that you don't feel like you can come back from. It's also very easy to overlook mental illness. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
What
I
did I
pointed at
miss?
you.
Oh, I can't see.
Having dealt with mental illness and suicidal thoughts myself, I just want to very quickly say that if you are experiencing thoughts of self harm or suicide, please, please, please get help.
Yes, please, folks.
Um, Call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline number for difficult thoughts, and for emergency situations, call 911. You are not alone. Suicide is never the answer. Had I gone that route, I would have missed out on so much joy, as corny as that sounds. Your life is important. You are important, and
Yes,
you are not alone.
yes.
Okay.
And in all seriousness, this the topic we're going to go into. That's part of the story. But please, folks, understand how important you are in this world and how much you matter in this
Mm,
world. If you're going through something, please find help. I mean,
absolutely.
there's folks out
Absolutely.
there, so please make sure to do that before we get into this. And in this show, when we are talking about that, just so everyone knows, I will not be like cracking jokes or anything because that's a very serious matter. We're just gonna talk about. I want to talk about the area in general. We'll talk about
Hmm.
that part of it briefly and move on.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I was doing this like I said, this is going to be really, really heavy, and it was difficult to know what to include and what not. So I'm just going to get started, and let's have a conversation. So we're discussing the um, suicide forest in Japan. It's the oh gosh, Okigahara Forest. Um, I went to a couple of different websites about this. So the first one was National Geographic, and so it describes the forest as literally the forest where Japanese commit suicide. It is located at the base of Mount Fuji. The soil has a really high iron content, which interferes with GPS and cell phone signals. So it's very easy to get lost, and visitors are really strongly encouraged to stay on the trails. Um, Unfortunately, there are people who do enter the forest with the intention of not coming out. Um, there are literally, yeah, there are literally signs at the forest entrances, reminding visitors that their lives are precious, to think of their families. At the bottom, there's the number for the suicide hotline. Um, Japan's suicide rate, unfortunately, is among the highest in the developed world.
Is there, and not to, this is just something I want to, not to belittle anything, but is there like a particular reason to
So,
go to this forest? Is this force like a driving force, or
yeah, so there are a couple of different reasons. The forest gained notoriety as a popular suicide spot for a couple of different reasons. So the reasons are mainly rooted in folklore and pop culture, apparently. Um, so the local legend has it that the forest was a place where people once practiced. This is really sick. Not really sick, but it's difficult. There was a practice in Japan where people would take an elderly or sick relative to a remote area and leave them to die. And this forest was one of those areas. Um, the forest is referred to as the suicide forest, the Japan demon forest, and the perfect place to die. There were a few books written. One I think was a fiction about two. It ended with two lovers going into the forest to commit suicide, and that kind of reamped
folks, just
the
remember
positive. I mean, the
there is nothing that is so bad
mm,
it's worth you doing
there's
something like that.
absolutely nothing that you cannot
Because
bounce
I
back
guarantee
from.
you, whatever is going on now in 10 years will not matter.
Yeah. So that book was written in 1960, and then there was another book written in 1993, a bestseller, might I add, called The Complete Suicide Manual. And it's a book that describes various modes of suicide and actually recommends the forest.
That just breaks my heart that somebody would actually
And
do something like that
apparently,
for profit.
this book is a really common find in the forest, and it's usually not too far away from a victim's belongings where
I
they live.
wonder if there's any legal ramifications that could be done to the author of that book.
I really don't know. I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would write something like that.
No, I don't either. I understand that.
Like you're encouraging it. I don't know. But here are some facts about the forest. Um, this is from bestlifeonline.com. So, up to 105 bodies are found in the forest every year.
Hmm.
It is the world's second most popular suicide destination. Do you know what the first one is? The Golden Gate Bridge.
I did not know that.
I didn't either. Um, the forest is believed to be haunted by, gosh, is it Uri? I don't know how to pronounce that. I didn't look that up. Basically ghosts with unfinished business who are unable to enjoy peace in the afterlife for obvious reasons. It is believed to be the home of Tengu, a mythical Japanese bird demon. Um, if you go into the forest about half a mile, all traces of human life disappear.
Hmm.
Um,
But you said there's trails through
mhm.
it, right?
There are trails, yeah, but a lot of people go in there. Like
But
your seasoned hikers will go off trail.
but if people go in there and stay on the trail, then they pretty much come back out, right?
It's very easy to get lost, so they recommend staying on the trail, which I would assume to mean yes. If you stay on the trail, then you're going to make it back out.
Or better yet, just don't go.
That's my yeah. Um, Apparently in Japan, There is a suicide season in Japan.
That is so sad, so terrible.
Spring, it's this time, so March. Um, Ironically, and I don't know if this is just a coincidence. Like I don't know if this is just an assumption that this website was making. Um, but in March that rate tends to peak throughout Japan, and March is the country's fiscal end of year. So I don't know if that's really a correlation or not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
So, um,
this is. I'm going to be honest with you. This is just out of all the topics we've talked about. This is probably the most horrifying thing that I hope people.
yeah, it really is. It really is. Um, Many victims are never found. Um, Although some hikers will discover bodies, not every victim will be found.
Hmm,
The forest itself sits on a lava field from Mount Fuji. So the terrain is really crazy, um, very difficult to walk on and navigate through. Um, Annual searches are conducted to look for new bodies. Forest workers are tasked with removing the bodies. Some people do go into the forest to camp. Um, if they're in there camping, they will be approached by suicide prevention patrols. So they do have people actively working the forest to try to, yeah, keep people from doing this.
here's an idea. Shut it down.
Yeah. Um,
That's just sad.
People do travel far and wide to die in the forest. Um, the local government, in an effort to discourage visitors to the forest from taking their lives, they've halted the publication of annual data reporting the number of victims found in the forest. Um, okay, let's move on from that, okay, from that aspect of it. So let's
But before we do, let's just say it one more time, folks.
mhm,
Remember, there's nothing in this world worth taking your own life. You're too
absolutely
valuable.
not.
Whatever you're going through now, situations
Yeah,
change. Please, please find the help you need.
absolutely. It's like I
Don't.
said, your life is important. You are important.
Yes,
And
this is a breakaway from our
yeah.
normal show, but please, folks, please find
Well,
help.
it needs to be addressed, right? Like
Yes, I
there are
mean
people out there that are hurting and
we do
struggling and
this to have fun and kind of hope everybody else that watches has
mhm,
some fun, gets a few laughs out of it. But folks, trust me, I'm 55. Situations change. There's nothing in this world worth you. You're too valuable. Please
100%.
find help.
100%. I've been through some shit that many like no one should ever have to go through, and I dealt with these things, and like I said, I it's not worth it,
No.
plain and simple. So
Let's move on to where Geff lives in the forest.
let's move on. Let me fix my limp microphone. Um, it's not usually a problem I encounter. Um, so the name of the forest translates to sea of trees because it is so dense. Um, the forest does contain a naturally frozen cave, and I'm gonna put a picture up. It's really pretty. Um, Here's something interesting. Okay, the forest is full of butterflies, like full of butterflies. There are actually 9 different species of butterfly that live in this forest. Now, I did kind of go down a small rabbit hole. Um, I didn't make it to Wonderland. I just went down just a little. Um, a butterfly is actually a symbol of life after death because of its stages of transformation from egg to adult. The stages of cycles mimic human birth, personal growth, and spiritual rebirth. And the average life cycle of a full-grown butterfly is only about 2 weeks long. So the butterfly is symbolic. Um, the forest is eerily silent. They say it is void of a lot of the wildlife that you would assume would be in a forest.
Really?
Hmm. And it's so quiet because it is so dense. And the forest is home to a famous bat cave, but not the bat cave. You were gonna do that. So,
When
yeah.
you walk through the forest at night, you hear na 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 Batman.
And the boy wonder.
I do wonder why they wore those old outfits in the 1960s Batman. It's like, really?
You know what's funny though is that
But
the
he was the coolest Batman.
the newer bat suits have all those like muscles padded in and stuff. But
Yeah,
like back then, like that was all
yeah,
Adam West.
yeah.
Like
He was the coolest Batman ever. I mean, what other Batman when he swings and hits a villain, he goes wham, pow, boom. He was the coolest.
yeah, you're that impresses you that the
It's
words
really
came up
cool.
like pow.
Robin to the Batcave. I don't know why I just did James Shatner and Captain Kirk as Batman.
James Shatner.
Whatever his name is. Captain Kirk. William Shatner. Batman. I am Batman.
Alfred, I would like to have
Robin.
my batsuit, please.
Robin. Two to beam up. Robin. I am your father.
We're just crossing all kinds of genres.
Yeah, that
Not
was way
genres,
too
but
heavy. We had to kind of lighten that up.
yeah, I told you that was going to be a really
Yeah,
heavy show.
that was really heavy. I didn't. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that one there and talk about Batman and Batman. Oh, on Batman.
Mm-mm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is Batman. I'll be Batman.
Okay, or Schwarzenegger.
Hey, what about
Wait, hang on.
Bruce Willis in that movie? Yippee ki yay,
We were
Batman.
playing Cards Against Humanity one night, and my father-in-law was playing too, and he he was reading the main card, so we had to, give him all of our answers or whatever. And so he flips this card over and he's like, Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're like, who? Schwarzenegger.
Did you see Rocky as Batman?
And then he goes, I don't know where that extra R came from. And I'm like, what? You put an L in there, not even an R.
The alphabet's quite tricky.
That's why we're family associates.
Yo, Batman. Yo, Batman. All right. What you gonna do, brother, when the Batman runs over you,
That is
brother?
a pretty that's a pretty like 90s WWE wig that you're wearing there.
Yeah. Oh, brother. Batman in the
Like you
Batcave.
just need like a headband and
Snap
then
into it.
no, you can just wear what you're wearing. Don't wear a wrestling costume, please.
That's it. I'm coming in here next time in the spandex. What you gonna do, brother? Showing off the 27-minute python, brother, because Batman is gonna run all over you.
Please don't come in here in spandex. There's no spandex allowed in Area 57, sorry.
Spandex was developed in Area 57.
I don't think it was.
Hey, I did have parachute pants back in the day.
I'm sure a lot of things were
They were
learned
really
in this
cool.
room, but I
I
don't
had
think
this
spandex
I had
was.
these red parachute pants and I had this red and black jacket that zipped and like folded in the triangle thing, you know?
I
Thought
had
I was
I
cool.
had the swish, like the swishy material,
Yeah.
the tracksuits.
Yeah,
Um, so
I
I
still have one for Tennessee.
I got one of those one year. I think my grandmother bought it for me for my birthday, and I was like super excited to wear it to school. And it was like multicolored because like it's the '90s, right? And I went to school and I wore it, and I was so proud of it. And then everyone called me Skittles for 2 years. Yeah, that happened.
So welcome to Area 57. She's Skittles, and I'm Batman.
I never wore it again.
So you're gonna be Skittles, and I'm gonna be Batman. No.
Skittles. God.
I like that. That's what I'm gonna start calling you, Skittles. I like that.
It was
What's your new nickname, Skittles?
very hurtful.
What's up, Skittles?
Oh, that was
Uh,
bad. It was bad.
I'm kind of digging my grown out hair here. I think I can pull this off.
No.
Hi, I'm Skittles. I will have to shave this part of it though. Kind of got that Mick Foley thing going on.
Yeah, a little bit. You just have to knock out one of your teeth. You do look a lot like Mick Foley.
And Skittles Foley.
It is
Next week I will wear my
long.
spandex in here.
You don't have to. It's That's not
My
necessary.
hair is itchy. I think that was a heavy show, and I'm glad we lightened that up at the end.
Yeah,
Um, we do have some interesting things coming up. Um, on 311, we're going to talk about Beef Lake Monster.
that's bear.
Oh, wait a minute. Put my
I
glasses
don't know what
on.
a. I don't want to know what a beef lake monster
I was a
is.
little concerned to put my glasses on
That's
so I could.
inappropriate. I don't know what that is.
It
I
does
don't.
say Bear Lake Mountain. Okay, monster. Okay. Beefcake Mountain.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be my new name.
Skittles and beefcake.
No, Beefcake Mountain.
No. Skittles and beefcake. It sounds like a terrible dinner.
That really does. Sounds like heartburn city. Maybe we give people heartburn. And then let's see what else we got on here. Um, hold on. Hold on. We have Don't Go Their Mountain,
Put your glasses back on.
Bigfoot.
Oh, just to pause. I saw a TikTok today. This lady said Bigfoot ate all the plastic containers out of my trash and called my mom a slut.
Damn you, Bigfoot.
Anyway, yeah, so we have Bigfoot, Lake Shawnee. There's some interesting things I saw about that. Almas. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
No,
Willow
we won't.
Sweep, Barman. I don't know. The Lost City, The Beast of Bodmin Moor, and Lollybilla
The Post of
is
what?
that's just Tristan.
Isn't that like a play or something like the Beast of Baltimore? What did you say it was?
What are you doing?
You need more information. Give me the
The
information.
Beast of
I
Bodmin.
don't know what to do with my hands.
Beast of Bodmin Moor.
Ooh, it's a butterfly. Work, work, work. Wait a minute, butterflies don't make that noise.
The Beast of Bodmin Moor.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, the proverbial wheels have fallen off the show. Yeah, what was that? Wasn't that like on a Bugs Bunny cartoon? You know, where he was the conductor.
There was a cartoon where he was a conductor. Yes, my favorite Bugs Bunny cartoon was with the red monster, the hairy monster thing. Excuse me. You good, bro? Thinking about the Beef Lake monster?
I was gonna do some kind of noise, but I forgot what I was gonna do.
So you just spent 30 seconds going like this?
Yeah, because I totally forgot what I was going to do. So I was like, oh, whatever.
That's nice. Okay. Oh
Ah,
no. Let me see it.
I got scalped.
Let me see
What happened to my hair?
it.
That's much different.
It's too big for my head. Oh, that's a look. That's a look.
Welcome to the 80s. I think that's it for this one. I think this is another
I
one
can
in the
pull this
books.
off.
Look, we're going to sing out. You ready? And now the end is near. Would you please hit record and stop this from being on the air? To think.
I could be in Stranger Things.
Definitely stranger. Stranger danger, stranger danger. My hair back.
Okay.
Just mess up a perfectly good. Everybody really believed I grew my hair out from the last show. You just go around.
Yeah, from 30 minutes ago. People believe that.
Actually,
What
I was
kind of
only.
supplements are you taking?
I used Miracle Grow from the garage. How did you have it? There, that's better. It's out of my eyes.
You just-
Like Cindy Lauper on steroids or something. No. Sorry, Cindy Lauper. You look a lot better than I do. So I just
oh my
have to put up two little bows. I'm Princess Leia. This could be a TikTok. People would watch this.
god. No.
What do you think? Too much for you?
That was a 5 head, my brother.
That was an 8 head. Uh,
Oh gosh.
you never know what's going to happen on this show. I grew my hair out. I got scalped. I got it back. People were actually believing I grew my hair out. You had to run a perfectly good gig.
So.
Perfectly good gig. You just ran it.
I what?
Perfectly good gig.
And I what?
You just ruined it.
I ruined it.
You ruined it.
I ruined it.
No, you ruined it. That's a southern word.
Ruined.
No, ruined is like when things fall apart. You just ruined it.
I ruined it. I
Mm-hmm.
can't say it. It's too many R's. It's like the whole rural fiasco again. I can't handle
At
it.
least you didn't say it was too many L's.
Can't handle all the R's.
All right, folks. Till next time, do something.
Okay, bye. I just not stopping.
Look at my hair.